again. So if you did not catch the first one before I deleted it by mistake, I'm going to be reading from my book. My book is entitled Jealous of the Way He Treats Her, a revenge story. So let's see how many views I get on my video. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to read the description first, and then I'm going to read the first POV, which is Jasmine. I'm going to read her point of view, and then that will be it. If you want to purchase my book, make sure you go to Amazon.com and type in Jealous of the Way He Treats Her, a revenge story, Arthur Candy. That's CAN apostrophe DI. Or you can purchase the paperback for $10. Make sure you leave me a review letting me know how you liked the book, whether you liked it or you not, or you didn't. I just thank you for giving the book a try and reading the book. Make sure you tell your family and friends about it. Maybe they want to read it as well. Okay. So we're going to start with me reading the description, and then I'm going to start the beginning of the story. We're going to read Jasmine's point of view. All right. Being in love and happy shouldn't be all that complicated, right? Well, that's exactly what Jasmine thought when she met her boyfriend now of now 2.5 years named Derek. After a tragic breakup with her ex Marcus, all she wanted was a little peace and love, but what she received was way worse. Trying to get Derek to stay home was really a struggle for her, and for him to work as a local truck driver, she didn't understand it at all. Derek knows all about Jasmine's past and the way she's been treated, and he wanted nothing more but to change all of that. But when he felt a little cheated in the sex department, he seeks outside help to keep him satisfied, all while trying to keep his relationship afloat. Lakeisha and Jasmine have been friends for the last 10 years, and you would think that it's solid and based on trust. What happens when Lakeisha does the unthinkable? Will this friendship last or fall deep into the pit of no return? After breaking up with Jasmine, Marcus decides to focus on his goal that he was faced with. What will happen when he steps back into Jasmine's life? The work world has the work world really has a way into people's lives. Will he be able to reveal the truth to Jasmine, or will he be able to reveal the truth to Jasmine, or will he be able to stop the fire before it starts? Take a ride filled with jealousy, heartache, pain, and love. Discover the highs and lows of life and what people would do to overcome it. In this story of Jealous of the Way He Treats Her, who will be on top in the end? Okay, so I'm about to read the first POV, and this comes from Jasmine, which is the main character of the book. Well, the girl character of the book, the main girl character of the book. Okay, let's begin. I moved around the kitchen, barely able to contain my excitement. Today was Saturday, and I was so happy, simply because my man was off and this weekend was ours. See, he promised me this weekend since every other weekend before this, he had been busy at work. Derek and I had been together for about 2.5 years. When we first got together, he was every girl's dream, always showering me with affection and all the wonderful things that a good woman could imagine. Lately, though, all he did was work, work, and work. I was not complaining, but he got a little lonely sometimes. He had a nice little job as a part-time local truck driver. Although he was not required to work every weekend or every day for that matter, he claimed that the company had been very busy lately. I mean, I could understand that because I work too. But lately, I hadn't been working much to do to me being laid off. I, however, had money saved up so that I could take care of things and make sure the bills stayed paid. But damn, I needed to spend some time with my man, and all this extra work was just crazy. I didn't mind him doing his job, but something wasn't adding up at all. Oh well, today was special, so I guess I'll get breakfast started because I had already made plans for us. I planned for us to go to this cozy spot for drinks around lunch and maybe at the end of the day get couple massages. I just wanted a moment to bask in our love without work on our minds. I scurried around the kitchen of our two-story house we shared preparing breakfast so that we could get our day started. I figured I would start off with making his favorites: grits, eggs, pancakes, sausage, and bacon. He loved the way I cooked, and I could tell because he had picked up a few pounds in the last year or so. One thing my mom always taught me as a child was to cook and clean. I didn't understand how people could just go out and eat all the time. I take a home cooked meal over fast food any day. They say when you were happy and settled, you started to pick up a little weight. I didn't mind either because he was still sexy as hell to me. These hoes just stared when we were out together, like they wanted him or something. But I'd be damned if I lost him over these simple chicks. And my best friend, for some reason, couldn't stand him. I love my best friend with all my heart, but she needed to lay off. She was always there to support me with everything I've been through, but for some reason, she despised him, and it made no sense. They better leave my baby alone before I had to bring the heat. I was not afraid to fight for what was mine if I needed to. The master bedroom was just above where I stood in the kitchen, so I could hear the shower stop. Then immediately after, I heard heavy footsteps coming down the stairs. I turned around to see him standing behind me with nothing but his towel draped around his waist and water still dripping from his skin. So I figured he knew what time it was. Early in the morning or late at night didn't matter to me. He could get it. To see those beads of water still on his chocolate body was certainly a turn on for me. I gave him a sexy smile as I bit my lips seductively. Dropping my robe, I revealed the red lingerie set I wore underneath. This had him lost for words as he moved closer like he was ready to eat me alive. Red and blue were his favorite colors, so I knew that it was about to go down. I took it up a notch and wore black pumps. Yeah, I knew what I was doing with my sneaky ass. Something about pumps made me feel freaky, and today was no different. I usually didn't do this for him because of his constant absent days, but when I was in the mood, I was always sure to leave him speechless and wanting more. From the look in his eyes, I could tell that I was about to get just what I wanted. Derek hummed as he licked his lips. My lips below were quivering for his touch, and if I didn't get it soon, I would flood my panties. I could see the lust in his eyes, and my ocean was calling for him to take his out. Without a word, he drew closer to me, pulled me into his arms, and captured my lips into a soul-shaking kiss. I began to moan as he planted kisses along my neck and shoulders. This was just what I had been missing. The smell of his cologne, the feel of his embrace, and the taste of his mouth sent me into overdrive. Just that quick. I felt his man hitting my pearl. The kitchen was about to be our stage, and the performance was about to be lit. Like Drake said, this was about to be the best I ever had. I was ready to win my trophy for best sex scene and accept it with pride. Things began to heat up quickly as he cleared the counter, letting everything fall on the floor in front of it. Then, without hesitation, he lifted me onto it. The sound of his breathing let me know that he was ready for action. He dropped his towel and spread my legs apart as he positioned himself between them. My heartbeat started to quicken as he began to taste the nectar of my thighs, and my kitty began to purr. I just knew I was about to get some of that good loving that I longed for so deeply. I extended the position of my legs so that he could get deep enough because the way I had been longing, I wanted him to hit every spot for hours. I was truly in heaven. I started to play with myself as he moved his tongue up and down, making my kitty leak with his sweet juices. Just when I was ready for some deep strokes, his phone started to vibrate, and he removed himself from between my legs. Oh, hell no. His boss was not about to interrupt my morning sex. I didn't care how much he wanted. He better find somebody else because this fine ass nigga named Derek was mine and all mine. I had enough of him leaving me hot and horny all the time. Like I said, I didn't care about a man working. But I was sure his boss understood the power of private time. I rolled my eyes and sighed heavily as he stopped abruptly to go back to the kitchen table to grab it. I tell you, I wanted to throw that damn phone out the fucking window and smash that shit. I folded my arms like a child and started to kick my legs back and forth. Fuck yeah, I was pouting. And I didn't give a flying fuck. I was tired of people ruining my vibes and stealing my shine. I was boiling hot at this point because I knew what was coming. How dare somebody mess up my damn fantasy? Why in the fuck didn't he cut the shit off or better yet leave it upstairs? He knew what was going on. Someone made him bring that cop blocking phone downstairs in the first place. Hell, mine was upstairs. I mean hell. Didn't a long time mean anything to people anymore? People may say, Jasmine, you're tripping. But if they were in my situation, what would they say then? Oh, okay. I watched with disappointment as he fumbled over to the table, almost tripping over the chair, reaching for his cell. Hello, he answered, almost out of breath. I could see the tension in his face as he scratched his head and tilted it back towards the ceiling with his eyes closed. Yeah, I hear you. I'm on the way, he said, scratching the back of his head and throwing it up in distress. Oh, my bad. Snatching his hand from his head and throwing it up in distress. He was on his way where? Oh, hell no. I'll be damned if he wasn't going to stop the show and play Captain Save-All to a whiny ass boss when his boss could call another one of his many workers to do whatever needed to be done. I worked too hard for this shit for him to just leave like this. Something had to give. All right, boss, I'm coming, he said calmly as he ended the call. And the parent frown appeared on my face as I began to pout again. I was truly angry, and I wanted to kill his boss. If only he knew what was about to take place, he would have never called. Again, Derek? I can't believe this, I shouted. I didn't mean to shout. Fuck that. Yes, I did. Shit, I was frustrated. He looked at me with puppy dog eyes. Baby, I'm so sorry, but the boss needed me on this emergency drop. I really have to go, he told me as he placed his phone back on the table. I wanted to say fuck his boss. I was horny as hell and I was not having this shit. So I tried to reason with him. Can't you get one of the other boys to drop it off for you? I questioned him with a hint of disgust in my voice. No, baby. He wants me to handle it. Look, I promise you when I get home, we will finish what we started, okay? He told me as he picked up his towel and wrapped it back around his waist. Okay, babe, whatever you say, I said, throwing my hands up in surrender. I slid down on the counter, grabbed my robe off the floor, and slipped it back on. I was so over this situation. Here I was getting ready to enjoy my man, and here comes his boss to fuck everything up. I knew it was money to be made, but we barely spent time as it was. And I felt a little tired of competing for his time. I was sure that I would finally have him to myself, and I would finally get the time that I deserved. But jokes was on me, I guess. I knew that he could see the disappointment written all over my face as I tried to hide it, but it was no use. He slid his arms around my waist and tried to kiss me, but I turned my head. I was sick of this. It seemed that we didn't get to spend any time together anymore. Give me some sugar, girl, he demanded with a light chuckle. I didn't see shit funny, and he better stop laughing before I slapped his ass. I couldn't believe he would rather leave than be with me right now. I felt disrespected. Some may call me selfish, but why not? I was feeling some type of way, but I finally gave in and kissed his lips one more time. I closed my robe and went over to the stove to wrap his food up while he hurried upstairs to get dressed. I placed the food in the fridge while humming a tune to keep me calm. It wasn't long before he rushed back down the stairs, fully dressed and ready to go. I hated his job and secretly wished that they would fire him or something because I knew he would never quit. He had too much pride to do that. I had money. I would take care of things until he found something else if it meant spending more time with him. Then I would do anything. He kissed me on the lips and made his way to the garage door preparing to exit. I wanted to grab him and force him to stay, but I just stood there hoping he would see the pain in my eyes and call his boss to tell him that something came up. After we said our goodbyes and I loved you and the door was shut, I began to cry. Why was this happening to me and why all the time? Why did I always end up alone? I was tired of feeling as I didn't exist, like I didn't matter. I wiped my tears away and decided to go upstairs and relax in a hot bubble bath. Maybe I could just plan something for the night and enjoy him the way that I wanted to with no interruption. As I began to run the water, I poured in my honeysuckle bubble bath, imagining the hot water relaxing my muscles and chasing my blues away. I lit candles and started to play my music. Today was a Keisha Cole kind of day. I was in my feelings and she sang songs that spoke to me directly. I slipped out of my robe and wiggled out of my sexy lingerie with a little bit of sadness. After I was undressed, I slipped into the tub, one leg followed the other into the sweet smell of water. Ah, this should do it, I thought to myself. As the music played and my muscles loosened, my phone began to ring. I jotted out of the tub and into my bedroom, hoping that it was Derek, saying that he was on his way back. I stubbed my toe on the edge of the nightstand. Shit! I yelled as I snatched the phone from its resting place in the center of my bed. Whoever this was better be important, because the way I was feeling, anyone could get cursed out. Looking at the caller ID, I didn't recognize the number at first. I usually didn't answer strange numbers, but I took a chance and clicked the green icon. Hey, what the hell? I thought to myself. Hello? Who is this? I answered with a bit of agitation. I knew one thing for sure, it wasn't Derek. It's your favorite guy, Mar, the voice on the other end said with a bit of a laugh. I was taken aback for a minute. I hadn't heard from Marcus in quite some time. Mar, how the hell did you get this number? I asked, cutting him off. I began to feel a little better. I really missed his voice. After our nasty breakup, I thought I would never hear from him again. This sure added a little light to my dark day. Well, your mom gave it to me. I ran into her at the mall the other day, and she told me to call you sometime. I hope that's okay with you, sunshine, he said in a smooth manner. As we talked, I felt a sense of joy, and my trouble seemed to melt away. He would never know how I needed a smile to brighten my day. Marcus and I used to be lovers when we were in high school. That was before he broke up with me to go back with his ex. She claimed that she was pregnant with his baby back then. It broke my heart, but I respected his decision to do the right thing. We remained friends, but drifted apart when I met Derek. I wasn't gonna lie. Hearing from him suddenly brought back memories and even feelings. But I was with the new love of my life, and I couldn't risk it. Still, I thought about the things we did together, the memories and all. So, Mar, how's the baby? I finally asked. He began to laugh, and I half expected him to start telling me all about his daddy adventures. Man, what baby? She lied, Jazzy Jazz. That girl just wanted money and attention. That was never a baby. I feel like such a fool for leaving you for her, but I was too embarrassed to ever tell you, he admitted. I knew that bitch wasn't pregnant. She just wanted to ruin the good thing. That was what hoes did. They pretended to need you, and then they played you. Girls like her made it hard for good, honest women like me. After we lost touch, I just decided to try and stick it out with her. But after a while, I couldn't take the lies anymore. I left her lying ass, he said with a half laugh. I knew he wanted to break down at that moment. That breakup was hard on us both. But I see you're doing good. Hell, it sounds like it anyway, he said, changing the subject. I wasn't really surprised about what he was telling me. I always knew something was up with her sudden pregnancy story, but I really didn't question him back then. That was his decision, and we were in high school. I wasn't ready to take on the responsibilities, so I let him go. And as I fidgeted with my fingers, as I fidgeted with my fingers a little before I answered him, I thought about what we could have been, but that was the past. I had a man in my life now that I love with all my heart and plan to stick it out with, even if I did hate his job and cock blocking boss. I mean, I have a man or whatever, but yeah, I am doing well, I told him. For some reason, I began to explain my whole situation to him. I guess I just needed somebody to vent to. By the time the call ended, we both decided to stay in touch with each other. As I laid the phone down, I smiled at the thought of our conversation. I decided to thank my mother for giving him my number. I also decided that I was going to enjoy the rest of my day and just be ready for D tonight when he got home. Guess my day was not all bad. Okay, guys, so I just read Jasmine's point of view from my book, Jealous of the Way He Treats Her, a revenge story. Make sure you go ahead to Amazon and check out that book, or you can buy the paperback for $10. Make sure you leave a review letting me know how you like the book and how you feel. All right, guys, I'm about to end this live and I'm about to make it public. So hopefully you guys have a great night, and I will see you in another video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my page. Well, yeah, y'all know. Anyway, bye. Talk to you later.